Now, I don't know if you're aware of this. Since we've last spoken,
you and I,
Bruce, in Forgatos, as you guys are hearing, the Lukeville port is closed.
Still closed.
Still closed.
Yes.
And Allie Bradley today was interviewing people, and we had quite a spirited debate about why people are coming here and what they're saying at the border.
Those coming across.
Yes. One of them was working on her pilot's license, and she wants to also be an influencer.
Okay, can I throw it out there?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to be an influencer? It sounds like a pretty easy gig.
It is a horrible gig.
It's a horrible gig?
That's
all you have to do is post things on Instagram
I have a couple,
and move on.
Friends who are they're influencers, and they do quite well.
Yeah.
It is 15, 20 hours a day. Filming, editing, filming, editing, trying to come up with something. And, it's not, the glamour that I make it. It's not what it is.
Really? Yes, because you do make being an influencer so glamorous.
But that was one of the ladies said, I want to be an influencer.
Why would, listen, if you're coming from any other country on the planet, the United States.
I'm trying to build my brand.
That's what you think the U.S. is about. It used to be back in the day. Can I go way back in the day?
Please do.
My mother is from Germany, and so we have family in Germany. And I remember going to Germany, and my cousin's asking me, so, like, does everybody wear cowboy hats? And I said, I don't understand. And they go, like on the TV show Dallas, because that's what they thought America was. I go, yeah, let's just go with that. It's just like Dallas.
Yeah.
I go, there's JRs, there's all this. Yeah, that's what it is.
It is. My friends would visit me.
That's what our houses look like. We live on ranches. Just as far as you guys know, that's us.
When I was in Europe, and then when my friends would visit me in Europe, they'd come over and they'd think, so you're here in L.A. Where are all the stars?
Yeah,
the stars are just wandering the streets aimlessly at times.
Why aren't you introducing us to them?
So, but it's interesting the way that things are playing out. And one of the things is the cartels. The cartels run everything. You know that. But I find it fascinating how they're getting here. So many of them are flying to South America, Ecuador, Bolivia, Brazil, Colombia being a big one. And they're going and they're branching off. So the Chinese come here, they go to Colombia. They go to Colombia because they've already got...
If you're Chinese, you fly to Colombia.
Bogota. They have everything set up there. They have everything's in Chinese and all these hotels. You go, the person that's going to take you from point A to point B is ready to roll.
It's migrant tourism.
It's exactly what it is.
Okay.
And some are, for the Africans, they're going to a different part. But you go to these hotels and people are filming them. Everything's in Chinese. And it talks about what you're going to do when you get to America, what you're going to say when you get to America.
I can only imagine the confusion I'd have. If I went to Colombia, guy like myself, I'm going there. Again, I think Colombia, everything I know from Colombia, I learned from the Netflix series Narcos.
Yes, right.
So I'm going to think it's all
everywhere.
Pablo. And I'm going to go there and everything's in Chinese. I'm going to be dumbfounded.
Yeah.
This is not what I expect.
No, but it's only in certain areas because, we were talking about, like, they had the rat line and they had all of these, things back in the day. This is sophisticated. It is not so much as I'm poor and, and I'm just going to just pick up my stuff and
you got to have money
walk.
to fly from China to Bogota.
Yeah, and the amount of the Chinese, this is the other thing that we're not talking about here in this country. We need to. The amount of Chinese men of what would be fighting age who are here and showing up. It's 10,000 last month in San Diego. That's uncomfortable.
You say fighting age. Do you think they're coming here to fight? I think they're coming here to be software programmers.
No, I don't think they're coming here, all of them, to do software programming. I think there's a bigger thing here. Did you see yesterday, talked about nowhere, our infrastructure is being attacked by the Chinese military.
Yeah, well, that's
and they quietly said it. No, it got to the point where it was really bad. Nobody says anything.
Yeah.
It's like they're not our friends. They're not our pals. I want to know why there's so many of them coming here. Are some of them coming here because they want to get away from Xi and the insanity? Yeah.
Probably.
Are some of them coming here because, hey, you know what? It's the best way to get to America is to get inside of America.
I'm not down your conspiracy path yet. I mean, listen. I'm going to adjust the tinfoil on your head at some point, but I'm
okay with that.
I'm not at the point where I think they are invading us for nefarious reasons. I think their reasons, if you think it's nefarious, are better quality of living than it might be wherever China you're coming from.
I just think that there are, to me, again, this is me, call it for what it is, and I'm sure some of you go, you're racist, you're a xenophobe, whatever. I'm fine with all of those things. We're not paying any attention down there, and China is not our friend. They're not our friend, but the way that they're getting here, same thing with Africans. You know, you go and look at how many Ali Bradley talks to, and they're from like 10, 15 different African nations or Eastern European countries. And the way they get here, it's not cheap. They're not taking a rowboat. This isn't Cuba.
But isn't one of the bigger issues, in using Lukeville as an example down there, that we just have an inability to even, dare I say, competently manage the border? Yeah. We're not doing it at a minimal level.
Well, no, minimal. That would be nice. And see, nobody wants to talk. Everybody hated the last messenger, and that's fine. I don't care that you hated the last messenger.
Well, I don't think a wall is going to change it.
No, but
show me a 10-foot wall, I'll build you an 11-foot line.
But here's the thing. The difference is the wall's to slow you down. Now the Remain in Mexico policy is I can expel you immediately and not have to turn you loose in my country forever. Could you imagine going to Disneyland and saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't bring any money. Why don't you just turn me loose in the park for the rest of the day, and then look for me later on, and I'll give you your money."
I'll demand do it. Yes.
You and I both know the asylum process is broken.
Okay, and I would agree. But it is the asylum process that we have.
Yes, and it's an awful one.
And I would say maybe a glimmer of hope is I think you're seeing people, I'm going to use the term the sane people because I don't have a conversation with the insane ones. There are sane people from all over the political spectrum who identify this as an issue. Yeah. Senator Mark Kelly said this cannot continue this way. You know, and I was like, okay, I'm glad to see that you can break out of whatever mold they think you're supposed to be in to say, yeah, this is the reality of how we're living. Let us, you know, I don't take a lot of credence to what the junior congressman from North Dakota thinks about the Mexican border. I don't care. They don't know anything. They don't know diddly poop. But I will, you know, when you're talking about the people that are on the border, you're talking about people from border states, I think the rest of the country needs to listen to, listen to the people who this affects on a daily basis.
Well, and the funny thing is, they didn't pay attention to anybody here, did they, until it landed in Mayor Adams' lap. And then he started screaming, going, hey, we can't have this. What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, but I get back to Congress has had hundreds of opportunities to do something and chooses not to. Again, it is a conscious choice.
They like the issue.
The Republican majority could bring a bill to the House floor today to fundamentally change policy in some way, shape, or form. They choose not to.
But
the Democrats could do the same thing in the Senate. They choose not to.
But they won't get it done. The problem is they could choose to do it like they did Obamacare. Right? Remember how many times they repealed Obamacare? The reality is it falls it just falls wherever it goes or it never makes the floor. How do we change that, Bruce, where it does get us the opportunity to say, okay, our asylum is being abused.
When you elect people who go to solve problems as opposed to elect people who go there to be on Instagram.
Oh, Bruce is insane. That's why you got him in here today. Bruce St. James in for Gatos.
Thanks for watching Gatos and Chad. Click to watch more and tap the button in the middle to subscribe to KTAR News.